Do you like this pick, Jordan Poole, by the Warriors?
Maybe the worst pick in the draft so far.
What I just said in my James Harden video, I'm going to say again. It's amazing how fast that a narrative can change. A handful of months after being drafted by the Warriors, Jordan Poole would get sent down to the G League, which Poole didn't view as a demotion in the least. In fact, he would deliver these words of wisdom to Wiseman when he got sent down. I'm telling him it's not a demotion, it's not punishment. You're going to go down there and shoot as many shots as you want, get as many touches as you want, work on as many moves as you want. Just have fun, it's just basketball. You know, I remember that message being a bit more motivational, but I'm sure it got the job done. That mindset certainly got the job done for Jordan Poole himself, who wasn't in the G League long, but balled while he was down there. Only a few years later, after Poole's time in the G League, he would be securing the deal of a lifetime after becoming a world champion.
What? Yes. Yes. We can do that. You a world champion. And you about to get a bag. You about to get a bag. No. You about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We all want to get a bag.
In October of 2022, Poole would sign a 4-year, $140 million deal. This would be a monster contract for a player who was having a monster year, relatively speaking. Poole has certainly come a long way, and any Warriors fan will tell you that. As a rookie, there were people doubting that Poole should even be in the league, and those 2 points that he averaged on 10% from the field in the month of December really didn't do him any favors. It's definitely been a roller coaster ride for Jordan Poole so far, but before we go any further, I have to tell you guys how you could get a bag just like Jordan Poole did. Guys, PrizePicks is giving away a dumb amount of money every day of the NBA playoffs just for signing up using code COOP to get your deposit matched and simply submitting a lineup. Every morning of the playoffs, a random number is generated. Then at 10 a.m., the entry window opens and the person that places the entry that matches that random number that was generated will receive an additional flex entry that gives you the chance to win $1 million. Imagine playing a super simple small lineup like this one and getting the opportunity to not only win your lineup, but also to become a millionaire. Now remember to use code COOP when you sign up so that you could get your initial deposit instantly matched, and also remember to opt in and see more details at prizepicks.com/million. Shout out to PrizePicks for coming through and sponsoring today's content. On April 26, 2022, Jordan Poole would play in his first ever playoff game, impressing everybody. He scored 30 points on 69% from the field and 71% from three. All in all, his playoff debut was spectacular. To put some names out there, from a point standpoint, he had a better playoff debut than Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and even Michael Jordan. Look, I know that there's some severe context that's being lacked when I say this. I'm just trying to say that his playoff debut was really impressive. Jokes aside, Jordan Poole looked really good. He shot 9 of 13 overall and 5 of 7 from the three-point line. He would do this in only 30 minutes of action. With his debut, he joined elite company with Wilt Chamberlain and Mitch Richmond as the only players in franchise history with 30 points in a postseason debut. Poole's debut was so smooth that he had Klay Thompson saying that he's just incredible and a star in the making. Getting this sort of praise from Klay Thompson isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. That game, Poole legitimately looked like he could one day be the guy for the Golden State Warriors. Now, don't get it confused, Poole isn't some one-game wonder. Though his playoff debut was nice, it was that mixed in with several other huge outings, which got everybody excited for the future of Jordan Poole. And I mean, could you blame them? Last postseason alone, Poole dropped 20 points or more 7 times. When you find this level of production in a young player, you better hold on to it. And of course, the Warriors did. They made it happen after that championship. Now, as we all know, anytime a still very young player gets the bag, people are so quick to talk about if he's deserving of it or not, or if he will continue to emerge even after landing a huge paycheck. In Poole's case, he had very similar production to last season, which is fine given the context of the Warriors situation. But for some, Poole's inconsistency now has them scratching their head. Poole's questionable shot selection and up and down basketball IQ has been on full display this postseason. With that in mind, it's important to remember that this guy is only 23 years old, averaged over 20 points a game, shot 87% from the line and 43% from the floor while playing 30 minutes per game. Poole also played in every game this season, which means he played in the ones that Steph didn't. Mind you that in those 26 games that Steph didn't play, he averaged 26 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And again, this guy is only 23. I personally couldn't be out on Poole, but if you were, then I wouldn't agree, but I'd understand. Some of the things that we've seen from him this postseason have been hard to watch.
Down 3. Curry double team. Jordan Poole lets it fly. No! Long rebound to Schroeder. Clock ticks. And finally a whistle comes. And it's going to...
While I thought that this was a bad shot from Poole, some NBA players liked it. Tyrese Halliburton didn't mind it, and neither did Poole's teammate, Draymond Green.
I know everyone's talking about the last 3 that he missed. Quite frankly, I like the shot. You obviously, you tell him to eat up the space and take 3 a little bit closer, as there was, he could have eaten up the space, but Jordan can shoot the ball, and he got a good look at it. Yes, you want him to take a couple steps in and get an even closer 3. But Jordan taking that 3 is not why we lost that game. And I know everyone's going to point at that one play and say he should have never shot that 3. Prior to that 3, he was 6 for 10. You got a guy 6 for 10 that can shoot the piss out of the ball, and you get an open 3, you live with it. There were some things that I personally could have done to make sure we weren't even in that situation.
Who saw that coming from the guy that literally punched Jordan Poole? That shot had me over here feeling like Paul George after Dame gamed him from the parking lot. But of course, the difference between that shot and Poole's is that Dame made his, and I mean, at the end of the day, Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard. He's somebody that has made a name from being one of the best deep ball shooters in the NBA. They call him Logo Lillard for a reason. Also, Dame doesn't have 2 of the best 3-point shooters of all time on his team. To play both sides of this situation, I'm not mad at Poole for showing no hesitation. Like Draymond Green said, he was hot this game. I just wish that he got a little closer. Warriors coach Steve Kerr would share the same sentiment. I had to throw Kerr in there because I feel like it's funny how mad that he gets after some of the Warriors' shot selection. While the Warriors can occasionally have some shot selection issues, at the same time, it's also helped to make them who they are. What's a good shot for some of the players on this team simply isn't a good shot for everybody. Though I think that missing shots is one thing, I think that having bad body language is a completely different situation.
Moses Moody enter the game for Poole and Wiggins. It's been a struggle for Poole here.
When your shot's not falling or you're struggling, you have to find ways to impact the game in another way. You never want to look disconnected from your team. In this situation, Poole's poor performances can't be helping his morale. I mean, just this postseason alone, he's had several single-digit outings like his 4 points in Game 2 against the Sacramento Kings in the first round, and his combined 15 points against the Kings in Games 6 and 7. If you think that's bad, against the Lakers, he's failed to score under 7 points multiple times, and in Game 4, he would literally go 0 of 4 from the field for 0 points, while playing only 10 minutes. $128 million for 0 points just does not sound right. With Poole, you can understand why there's been criticism, but at the same time, I think that it's important to recognize who Jordan Poole is because you need him and you definitely need him to play well. At the end of the day, Poole is a streaky 23-year-old that can take over a game that thrives off of playing with confidence, who has been put on a team where some of the younger players have had a clear disconnect with the older ones, and I don't really think that's an unpopular opinion. Here's a throwback from 2021 where Draymond Green said mixing young with old, that doesn't work. I'm still surprised how bad that whole James Wiseman thing went for the Golden State Warriors. This man was picked number 2 overall by the Golden State Warriors in 2020, and now he's a Detroit Piston. And while I'm happy he's been seeming more content with his situation, I'm mad that he's a Piston, because the Pistons had this rookie center who was out here showing flashes of Ben Wallace / Bam Adebayo, and then the next thing you know, Duren is out of the starting lineup for Wiseman. I am a big time Jalen Duren fan, guys. We'll have to cover the Pistons some this offseason, but of course only if you guys want it. In the comments below, let me know how you guys feel about everything. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.